Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. How is everyone doing today? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the continuation of Fallout New Vegas. And ladies and gentlemen, we got some really good news to talk about on today's pre-stream. In multiple things, actually. So I certainly hope that you guys are ready for some good news and fun today, because we're going to have some. So first of all, today is Tuesday, the 8th of June, 2021. I'm DSP, and I welcome you here to the stream. Very excited to be playing Fallout New Vegas today. Continuing on with the retro playthrough. This is the third time I'm playing the game, and it's also the only time that I've been doing live streaming interactions and face cam and all this stuff with you guys while I play. So far, it's been great. I did a marathon of it that was about 7 hours. Then we did another stream that was about 3. So about 10 hours into the game so far. And really only scratching the surface. We've really only done most of the introductory content of the game. You know, haven't even done anything in Vegas. Haven't even arrived at New Vegas yet. And I'm curious to see what we will do today. I'm almost thinking today we'll probably do the outskirts of New Vegas stuff. We probably won't get to New Vegas yet. Maybe we'll do the outskirts stuff. And then see what level I hit. Because it's actually been recommended to me that there's 2 different DLCs that make sense to do around level 10. So maybe we'll do them before we even hit New Vegas. We could do some DLCs. Yeah, that'd be something interesting, right? So, welcome everyone. A few things to talk about today, because if you haven't noticed, there have been some major changes and improvements to the stream in the last week. First of all, notably, some nice new fan art has been added to the rotation here for the pre-streams and the breaks. And I want to say thank you to anyone, because there's been several different people who have contributed said fan art to spruce up the streams. It's cool. We haven't had this kind of fan art in years. Like, I haven't had game-specific fan art in a very long time. And it's really cool to now have game-specific fan art on the streams that has to do with YouTube streaming. You know, because obviously I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore. So to have the YouTube-specific artwork for these playthroughs is very neat, and I really like it. And thank you to those who have made it. And like I said, it's I'd say about 4 to 5 different people who submitted stuff. Excuse me. So thank you to those who did. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the last couple of weeks have been pretty rough here on YouTube streaming, because of the trolling that's happened in the chat. Let's be honest here, all right? Every day I'm streaming, it seems like every day we have someone coming in, making a million troll accounts, insulting names of myself, my family members, cloning other people who are frequenters to the streams, and impersonating them. And it's been a major problem. It has always been an ongoing major problem with YouTube streaming, is that you can easily just make another account within seconds and come right back into the chat you were just banned from and continue to troll and say insulting things. Okay? Myself and my moderators have done our best to try to keep this under control, but admittedly, it's tough. When you have someone who has the ability to come in once a minute and make a new troll account and do it again and again and again, I mean, what can you really do? And, you know, as I've been saying, since we came over here to stream from Twitch, this is one of the major shortcomings of streaming on YouTube, is that the chat is pretty much uncontrollable. All right. However, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on. I guess I just had either a stroke of good luck, or someone at YouTube is actually listening to me. It's one or the other. It's either like an incredible coincidence stroke of crazy good luck, or someone at YouTube is actually like following my streams and helping out. So it could be one, it could be both. I don't know. But allow me to explain what I mean. One of the things that I have asked for over the last rough month that I've been here on YouTube is that they would bring the what's called subscribers only mode to the stream chat on YouTube. Now, allow me to explain what this means from the context of Twitch. Okay? From the context of Twitch, when we used to stream on Twitch, okay, anyone could just come into that stream chat and talk. Okay? But there was a feature that was called followers only mode. What did that do? Well, what it meant was that if you wanted to chat in the stream chat, you had to be a follower of the channel. So on Twitch, to follow a channel, all you had to do is click follow. And now what it means is that you'll be counted towards the total followers for that channel. And when that channel goes live broadcasting, you're supposed to receive a notification to tell you, hey, this channel just went live. Go check them out. Okay? That's really all followers only, or all following meant over on Twitch. But when you enabled followers only mode, you had the ability to make time periods that someone had to follow in order to chat. So for example, if we were at a day when we were streaming over on Twitch and there was a bunch of trolls coming in being jerks, we would turn on 1 day followers only mode. And essentially what that would mean is you had to follow that mode, or excuse me, you had to follow that channel for a full 24 hours before you could chat in the stream chat. Now just think about that. Well, some trolls maybe had already been following the channel, so they could still chat. Some maybe weren't. Maybe those were new troll accounts they had just made, so they had to wait. Immediately, that shuts down a bunch of the trolling. But let's say, for example, okay, well, that troll did follow the channel and says something stupid. Then you ban them, and guess what? They have to make a new account, but they can't talk with that new account because that new account hasn't been following the channel for 24 hours. You see? So when you have a followers-only mode, it shuts down the trolling. Someone can't continuously make new account after new account after new account to come back and keep trolling the channel. It totally shuts down that ability. And the followers-only mode was a huge help when I was streaming on Twitch over the years. You know, it got so bad some days, and then we turn on followers-only mode, and boop, instantly it's under control. And now everyone who's there and who's a legit viewer can chat and have fun and interact and have fun conversation with me, and we don't have to sort through all the horse shit. Okay? So it was a humongous positive thing. When we moved over to YouTube about a month ago now, it was about roughly a month ago, a little less than a month, but about a month ago, what happened was that went away. So it was the Wild West all over again. Everyone came in, everyone coming in with 100 accounts. I mean, poor Derek, you know, someone who usually comes to my chill streams to interact with me and talk. Last night he was here for Pokemon Snap, and we're having a fun conversation, but people were coming in and making impersonating accounts of him every 5 seconds. So it was impossible to tell who the real Derek was or if it was an imposter. And then you had to ban a bunch of accounts, unban accounts. It was just a nightmare. Okay, it really was. It was a complete nightmare trying to make it work. So the last few weeks, admittedly, it's been rough here. I've been saying to you guys, listen, we're doing our best to make it better. I've got Nightbot trying to moderate automatically as much as it can. But there were days, for example, the other day when I first played Virtua Fighter 5 for the very first time. Okay? I'm playing the game, and all of a sudden, someone from one of these dumbfuck troll restreamer channels instructed their viewers to flood the stream and troll it. So they came in here, I'm not kidding, probably about 50 to 100 bullshit robot accounts. Some of which were disgusting, racist things. Came in here and started spamming the chat. Now, Nightbot's trying to auto-moderate. I'm trying to moderate it. But I'm trying to play a game. How am I supposed to play a fighting game stream, right? Where 100% of my attention needs to go to the game when you're playing a fighting game. How am I supposed to moderate this while I'm trying to do a stream? And I couldn't, you know, for about 20 minutes the stream was basically ruined by these shitheads. Okay? So it is what it is. We've been putting up with this now for a good almost month. And I want to say thank you to those of you who put up with it, because I know it was frustrating. As the streamer, I know how frustrating it's been. I've had a lot of my regulars from Twitch come over to join me and hang out with me on a daily basis, but at the same time, when you can't have that same kind of social interaction here on YouTube that you had over on Twitch, it's very frustrating. Man, you got to sort through all these trolls that are making the chat really shitty for everybody. Okay? Well, guess what? Again, I don't know if it's an amazing coincidence and luck, or if YouTube is actually listening to me, because YouTube is following me on Twitter. That's Team YouTube. That's their social media account. And they actually a few times have talked to me over the last month about things that I feel about YouTube streaming, and I've suggested improvements to them and things. As of last night, out of the blue, with no forewarning or anything, I got the ability to use what's called subscribers-only mode streaming here on YouTube. Now, what does that mean? Allow me to explain, all right? So over on Twitch, you would become a follower of a channel. It's free. All you do is you click on the follow button, and then you would get notifications for when the stream went live, and you would get the ability to chat in a followers-only mode chat on a stream. Here on YouTube, the equivalent of following is called subbing. Subbing used to be the big thing on the internet. Sub to the channel. On YouTube, you don't have to pay to become a subscriber. It's free. It's not like, I know the terminology is confusing because to become a subscriber over on Twitch, you have to pay for it. No. Here on YouTube, it's free. It's the equivalent of following. So if you click on subscribe to DSP Gaming right now, you'll get notifications for when my streams go live, and you'll also get notifications for when videos go live. Now, by the way, I should go ahead and let you guys know up front that in regards to subscribing, you can edit how you get notified. You can have it so it shoots you an email. You can have it so it shoots you a text message. You can have it so that you only get notified for live streams. You only get notified for on-demand videos. You could actually set it to tell you the frequency of times you get notified of new content. Because in the past, now this is a long time ago, this has nothing really to do with the last many years, but in the past when I was solely just a YouTuber, not a live streamer, I would upload a ton of videos a day. I used to make anywhere from, first I started with 10-minute videos, because that was the longest you could make on YouTube over a decade ago. You couldn't actually go longer than 10 minutes. But then I increased the length of my videos to about 15 to 30 minutes. And when I did that, still, when I uploaded in a day, you would get anywhere from 10 to 20 videos going live on DSP Gaming in a day. A lot of people didn't like that. They said, man, that feels like spam. If I subscribe to DSP Gaming, I'm going to get my inbox completely spammed with notifications. So I would watch the people, tons of people, I'm not even kidding you. Hundreds of thousands of people would come to DSP Gaming on a daily basis and watch all the videos, but they would not subscribe because they didn't want their inboxes flooded with notifications only about DSP Gaming. That was always a thing with my channel back in the day. People would be like, wow, Phil, you get tons of views, but your subs, you never even topped the 200K subs. What gives? How do you get the amount of views you get on your channel with so little subs? And I would explain it's because a lot of people just don't subscribe because they don't want to see that inbox being flooded. Okay? Today it's very different. Today you actually have all these options, these customization options to pick and choose. Do I want to be notified of this or this or this? So, if you're going to be an attendee of my live streams moving forward, I mean, it's basically a no-brainer. You've got to subscribe to DSP Gaming here on YouTube because I now have the subscriber-only mode on my streams. I will be using this for every single stream. Being that there's so much trolling and it's so easy to make a new account here on YouTube, I have to implement this on every single stream. Okay? As of right now, I have enabled a 24-hour sub-only mode. That means you had to be subscribed to DSP Gaming for 1 day, and if you are, then you can chat on the stream. If you're not, you can't chat on the stream. Okay? It's that simple. Now, obviously what's going to happen is we're going to have a bunch of trolls who are pissed off, right? Oh my god, I can't make 100 fucking bullshit accounts now and spam Phil's channel. So likely what's going to happen is a bunch of people in the next day, we're going to make troll accounts, and they're going to subscribe to the channel and wait the 24 hours so that they can take their one shot and spam the chat with horse shit and then get banned for trolling, okay? They then will have to make a new account. But guess what? That new account has to wait 24 hours in order to talk. So, yes, this system will not get rid of all trolling. Let's be honest here. There's no way you're ever going to get rid of 100% of the trolls on any chat system. It's just not going to happen, okay? But this is going to very, very much cut that flow of trolling that we had. It's going to create a bottleneck for them where they're not going to be able to all constantly, without any kind of limitation, rush into the chat and say a bunch of dumb shit. Okay? So I guarantee you, we will have trolling this week, but it's not going to be nearly as much as it used to be. And once moderators take care of those troll accounts, they're going to have to wait to troll again. It's going to be much more controllable, just like it was over on Twitch. All right? It's just going to get better and better, too. That's the other thing. It's actually going to become better and better over time, just like Twitch did. You know, when I started on Twitch, it was a mess. Gave it a few months, it got better and better, and then it became a fun, interactive community where we all could talk with each other. We have to worry about constant idiots coming in there and ruining it for everyone, right? So, yes, this is going to be good. All right, it is. It's just going to be good. All right. What this is essentially doing, it's going to make it a ton of work for the trolls to actually actively troll, which is what we want. We want it to become a hindrance to them to deter them from doing it. It was too easy to troll here on YouTube until the sub-only mode just launched, so I'm very happy about this. And again, I don't know if this was just a site-wide thing that just by incredible coincidence rolled out when I was talking about really wanting and needing it, or if YouTube gave it to me as a result of me asking for it. But thank you to YouTube no matter what, because either way, it's going to help these streams tremendously. Especially, you know, this week in particular, all right, with my covering a brand new game on Friday, Ratchet and Clank, which we're going to talk about in a moment because the hype today is all about Ratchet and Clank. The big PS5 exclusive. I'll be playing it in the correct resolution of 1080p and 60 frames per second. It's going to look amazing, right? I'm going to be able to share that experience with you live on stream at the release. Big PS5 exclusive game. You know it's going to bring in more viewers. It's going to bring in more people who want to support the channel, but it's also going to bring in more trolls. So this was an incredibly pertinent time to get sub-only mode working on the channel. Now, for some of you, perhaps you didn't see this coming. Perhaps you did not subscribe to this channel. Maybe you're watching right now, and you have no ability to chat in the stream chat because you didn't know this was going to happen. Obviously, I apologize, all right? I didn't know that that was going to happen. I didn't know that this was going to be launched. If it had, I would have probably forewarned all of you and said, hey, sub right away because sub-only mode is coming. But there was no warning. It just like that, just as quick as a finger snap, it appeared on my channel. I said, well, I got to start using it right away to stop the trolling. So, strong recommendation, subscribe to the channel. If you're afraid that now because you're subscribed to DSPGaming, the 6 videos a day that I upload is too much for you and it's going to flood your inbox, you can change that. You can go to your subscriptions feed, you can click on DSPGaming, and you can tell it exactly how often you want to be notified and what you want to be notified for. You could say, just don't notify me of anything at all, but at least now I'll be able to chat, okay? In fact, this morning, I can't see his name. Hold on. Parasolo. Yeah, Parasolo did a super chat and said, well, I can't talk in the chat normally, but it looks like I can still send a super chat. This kind of sucks. And I was like, well, just subscribe to the channel. You got to be sub for 24 hours, then you'll be able to talk, all right? But apparently, yeah, here's the thing. Trolls, they're going to troll. They want to troll. They're going to send a super chat that's insulting. They're going to get banned afterward anyway, so then they're not going to be able to do it again, which is good. They're going to tip and do a troll tip. You know, they're going to do the stupid shit because they're morons. They're going to pay me to try to troll, which is stupid as shit, obviously, because I'm not even going to read any of that shit out. But you know they're going to find ways around it. They always do. But at least now, the chat should have some semblance of normalcy where we'll be able to actually hold intelligent conversation and not have, you know, Phil's big stinky scammer ass, account number 1, account number 2, account number 3, account number 10, account number 100 popping into the chat every 2 seconds, spamming the chat with disgusting, you know, fecal matter. And we also shouldn't have any real impersonating accounts. If they do come in and we realize, oh, it's an impersonator, get rid of them right away. And then, you know, then you're going to take them a day to come back. Right? The thing is, they have plenty of places they can go. They don't have to be here. They could go to one of the restreamer channels. There's toxic places on the internet they can hang out because that's where their kind is welcome. The thing is, they got away with being here for the past 3+ weeks because we didn't have any defense against it, and now we do. So I'm happy because last night, very first stream where I had sub-only mode enabled, we had a really fun, meaningful, chill session of new Pokemon Snap. We talked about Pokemon. We talked about wrestling. We talked about games. We talked about pop culture. We talked about all kinds of stuff on the stream. And it was actually able to be had like that. Like, it wasn't full of shit. It was the first time, really, that I had a late-night chill stream on YouTube where it wasn't full of shit. It was a good time. I had a great time. Wow, I can't wait. Tonight, the late stream, we're doing MLB. It should probably be a good stream. Of course, we might have some trolls that slip through the cracks, but once they're weeded out, it should be a good time, man. You know? So, I'm excited. And I hope you guys are excited, too. Alright? So, this is a good, positive change for everyone. We should all be very happy about this. Anyone who's here to legitimately enjoy the content and have a good time with me on stream, this is great news. of course, for anyone who's here to shit on the streams, you just got fucked. But everyone else should be rejoicing because this is actually a really positive change and contribution here. It's going to make things a hell of a lot better for us. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Good. This is all good news. Now, let us talk about the schedule for this week. Because this is going to be a great streaming week. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff going on the streams this week. I'm so happy we got the sub-only mode in particular for this week to stop the bullshit. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. So, today, this stream right now is the continuation of Fallout New Vegas. The third session, actually, that I've played the game. Should be about 3 solid hours of gameplay, if not a little more. We'll see. I don't know if we'll actually make it into New Vegas today or not, but it should still be a fun time. A lot of chill interaction and fun. It's not exactly the most ridiculously attention-requiring game. It's an open-world RPG, so as long as I'm not being actively attacked by a mob, we can talk, we can have a fun time, we can have a good conversation as well. Okay? So, excuse me. So, good time today, and again, we'll see what level I hit today. Whether or not I check out DLCs before I even hit the strip, we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. Now, important note, everyone. Today, I am going to gauge interest for Fallout New Vegas and compare it directly to the amount of interest that I've gotten for Virtua Fighter 5, which I did on stream yesterday. Okay? Whichever game seems to hold more interest and or more demand from you guys, the viewers, I'm going to be playing it again on Thursday. So either Fallout New Vegas or Virtua Fighter 5 on Thursday, depending on how today goes. So hell, by all means, if you like Fallout New Vegas, hang out, chill with me, talk, support the stream, show interest, so I know you want to see this more on Thursday than you would want to see another stream of Virtua Fighter. Okay? Excuse me. So, good stuff, and looking forward to a fun stream with all of you. Okay? Now, later tonight, the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time is the return of MLB The Show 21. Now, I haven't played this one in a couple of weeks, mostly because last time I tried to play it, there was a lot of trolling because YouTube chat was uncontrollable. Now, looks like chat will be controllable again. So we should be able to have a late-night chill stream of MLB. Now, if this goes well and people enjoy it and chill and hang out with me, great. Maybe I'll consider every once in a while putting it into the rotation. But if this ends up being kind of a stream where people aren't very engaged and don't really care, then maybe this will be the end of MLB. We'll see. I mean, I've enjoyed playing it over the last month or so, but admittedly, it's not really riveting. It's a fun game to just relax and have conversation while I try to play a sports game, but it's certainly not one of the best attention-grabbing games. It's more like relaxing. So let's see tonight how it goes, and again, if you guys like it, I'll keep it in the rotation, but if it ends up being slow and people are like, wow, this is boring, I wish he was playing something else or whatever, then we don't have to do it again. Okay? Let's see how that goes. Tomorrow, Wednesday, it will be the continuation of Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition on the main stream. Now, this is interesting because after playing it last time, admittedly, I don't think I remember much about this game at all. Like, I was, staring at it, and I was like, I don't remember the beginning. I really don't. I don't know what happened back when the game came out in 2012, but I seriously don't remember this game for some odd reason. By the way, shout out to Cursed Hex Fusion, who just did a super chat and said, I am interested for Fallout. All right, cool. Cool, let's see how it goes today. Hopefully more people are. So anyway, yeah, continuing on with Mass Effect 3 tomorrow. And obviously I'm interested to see what the heck happens here. I'm very curious. What's going to happen with the playthrough when I don't remember much of the game? I remember the ending, and that's about it. I really don't remember much about anything else. What the hell was I doing 9 years ago when I played this game? I don't know. Anyway, I was just hungover all the time. Anyway, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, is the return of Divinity 2, another game that's kind of been on hiatus for the longest time. We'll finally be returning to the streams tomorrow night, and hopefully we make good progress in it. Like I said, when I play Divinity 2, I need to be making progress every time because I play it so infrequently, and the game is such a slow-moving, dragged-out game. Then on Thursday, as I just stated, The main gameplay stream of Thursday will be determined directly by your feedback and your amount of interest. If it seems like a lot of people are enjoying Fallout New Vegas, and they chill and they talk and they support, then maybe this will be Thursday. I saw what happened yesterday with Virtua Fighter 5. I saw the level of support, I saw the level of attendance, I saw the level of engagement. So I'll compare the two and make the decision based on how things go today on this stream. Okay? So Thursday's either Fallout New Vegas or Virtua Fighter 5. And then the late night stream will be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Okay? So that's Thursday. And then Friday's the big one, folks. Friday's the one everyone's waiting for, including me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, the new PlayStation 5 exclusive game. Alright? By the way, shout out to Be Fantastic, who just did a super chat. Says, can you think of anything you haven't done a retrospect on? What kind of content do you expect to see? One I haven't done a retrospective on? Oh, man. What haven't I done a retrospective on? See, the truth of the matter is it's more about you guys than me. Like, in the almost 13 years now I've been a content creator, I've covered so much in the realm of gaming. I've covered so much in the realm of, you know, talking about games and pop culture and everything. What the question more is, what would you guys like to go back and do a retrospective on, right? It's really not about me. It's about what highlights do you feel there have been over my career that you want to go back and re-experience together. So if we do a retrospective event, it's about what you guys nominate, what you guys pick. It's not really about me. Are there playthroughs that are hidden gems that we haven't gone back and watched again yet? Or are there vlogs or series or things that I've done that you guys would like to re-experience? I mean, I'm sure there's stuff we haven't done. The thing is, every time we do a retrospective, usually you guys recommend a ton of stuff. I list it all, and I'm like, man, I don't know if this is going to be enough to last the whole retrospective. And then we barely get through half of it. Every retrospective, it's like that. So, I really don't say, if we were to do another retrospective, I think we would be good. And we haven't done one in a while, by the way. So, alright, anyway. This Friday, it's the launch of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I'll be covering it on my main gameplay stream. I'm incredibly excited. For those who don't know, all the reviews are very positive, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Alright, we're going to talk about that actually as a segment on the pre-stream. But I'm excited for this on Friday to experience this new release with all of you live here on the stream in full 1080p, 60 frames per second, as it should be. Not some nerfed shitty version over on Twitch, which they always forced me to do. This is good. This is good news. Okay, then on Friday night, it will be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session, which I do every Friday night. Always a fun time. You guys always look forward to that. Saturday, more Ratchet and Clank, okay? And then Saturday night will be my weekly Danganronpa V3 session. Sunday, I will actually be covering E3 stuff. So Sunday morning, there's two E3 press conferences that I'm interested in. There's the Microsoft Bethesda conference at 10 a.m. Pacific time. What we'll do is we'll watch that together. All right, everyone will watch it online. I'll create a stream chat for us to talk during the event, to talk about what we're watching. I'll be taking copious notes. As soon as the press conference goes offline, I will go live with a recap and reaction stream. All right, and try to cover it as quickly as possible, because the Square Enix event is at 12:15 p.m. So I'm going to have to try to condense probably like 90 minutes of footage into like 30 minutes. So I'll do a quick recap reaction stream afterward. Then go offline again. We will watch the Square Enix event together. Then I will go online again and do another recap reactions session. Since obviously this probably won't take till 4 p.m., likely what I will do is, do the recap reaction, see what time it ends. Maybe it'll end like 1:32. Take a break, then maybe come back from break and do a little bit of Call of Duty or something like that. Okay? Then Sunday night, I'm going to do a gameplay stream. What will it be? Well, what I'm thinking is, whatever I didn't do on Thursday, like I told you, if it's either Fallout or Virtua Fighter 5, whatever I don't do on Thursday, I'll probably do as the Sunday night stream. Okay? And then I'm off from streaming on Monday. That's actually my next day off from streaming. So, that's the streaming week. That's a crazy, interesting week. A huge new release on Friday. E3 news, right? Other gaming, by the way, Summer Games Fest starts on Thursday, but it's not like a set event with set dates or times for things. It's more like an ongoing event where new news will be released gradually over the course of several different days. And so what I'll do is I'll just talk about that news on my streams as it, hits the internet. we'll talk all about those things, I'm sure, together as I play other games. I'm not going to have, oh, by the way, Thursday, I'm not streaming any games. We're just going to sit here and watch Summer Games Fest all day. Nah, we're not going to do that. Okay? Okay. So that's good stuff. That's my streaming week. Next week, of course, will be interesting, too. I'll be continuing on with about everything. Also, the other major new release for this month is Super Mario Golf for the Switch. But I firmly believe that with Summer Games Fest as well as E3, we are going to have some big game announcements that are going to come out of left field, and some games are likely going to release right away. This always seems to happen around E3 time, where all of a sudden we'll start getting releases out of nowhere that we've been waiting for, and we had no idea they were coming out, and boom, all of a sudden they start coming out. So I definitely believe that's going to happen. I think by the end of June, we'll have a couple extra new games that we weren't planning on that I'll probably be playing. Okay? Good stuff. All right. So that covers the schedule. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently at 166 channel members. Now, it's a little different than what maybe you think. Channel members are the paid memberships to be a part of this channel that earn you benefits when I'm live streaming, such as having your chat name highlighted a green color, getting a cool chat crown next to your name there in the chat, and access to emotes. Right now, there's 16 emotes, but every 25 memberships that we earn here unlocks a new emote slot. So right now, we're at 166 members. If we hit 175, we get a new emote. And people have been already saying we'd like the emote where you're holding that sign with the big green check mark. So I could add that. Or another one if you guys think that another emote makes more sense. Okay? But I'm very excited for the future. I'm excited to see more people become channel members. Those who are becoming members seem to enjoy it. And thank you to those who do. All right? I just want you guys to understand it's different from subscribing, because I know it's weird. It used to be the paid membership was a subscription on Twitch, but the subscription is free here on YouTube. But then if you want the paid membership, it's called a membership. And then, you know, I know it's confusing. I know it's very confusing. All right? I agree with you. So, thank you to everyone who already is a channel member and supporting the channel. Now, if we hit 250 members total by the end of June, I'll be doing a special celebratory event. The event will be a marathon. It will either be an Indies marathon, the return of the Rageathon, or we'll do a new retrospective event. What will it be? I don't know. What I might do is I might put it to a vote. If we hit 250 members, I'll put it to a public vote, and everyone can vote and determine it that way. Okay? But we have to hit 250 members. So please consider becoming a channel member. You get many benefits, and it helps the channel out. You know, highlight your messages. It's a good way to support the channel and make a special event happen. All right? Like I said, we're trying to rebuild from the bottom. Someone this morning on chat said, well, you know, when you were on Twitch, you had 900 subs. Now you only have 166 memberships here on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, well, there's many factors that come into play here. First of all, a lot of people used Prime memberships to sub over on Twitch. They had Amazon Prime, which is a video service, as well as a shipping service for Amazon orders, and they just happened to get a free sub, so they would toss it my way. I would guarantee you there were probably a couple hundred subs that I got that were Amazon Prime subs every month. In addition to that, you could gift subscriptions over on Twitch. Every month, I guarantee you, there were 200 to 300 gifted subs over on Twitch. So if you just factor that in, you're talking 500-600 subscriptions already. That's why I don't have them here. In addition to that, because the chat has been such a nightmare, a lot of people are watching the streams here, but they're not necessarily haven't really been interacting with the stream chat. Now that we have the sub-only mode enabled, chat's going to get back to normal. Chat's going to get back to how it was on Twitch. Maybe now some people will say, oh, I can actually make some kind of order out of the chat to talk to Phil again and talk to other people. I guess I'll actually become a member now, right? So this is all good stuff, and I am expecting that more people will become members this month, especially with the premiere of Ratchet and Clank coming up later this week, okay? Simple Bubble just said in the stream chat they feel I'm going to hit 200K subscribers here on YouTube finally. Maybe the end of this year. Here's the thing. There has been zero reason to subscribe to DSPGaming in the last 5 years unless you just wanted to watch my on-demand videos, right? The on-demand videos have never been the highlight or focus of my content since I became a live streamer in 2017. So you're talking in 4 to 4.5 years, I've put no effort into the on-demand video, so why would anyone really actively want to sub to DSPGaming, right? Just being honest. Now there's actually a reason. For those who want to be regular attendees of my streams and you want to chat and avoid the trolling, you got to subscribe. I guarantee you we're going to see an uptick in subscriptions now, and it's going to be a consistent uptick in subscriptions. Just like followers that I used to have over on Twitch, I always saw a constant uptick in followers and growth in followers on Twitch. The same thing's going to happen here. Will we hit the 200,000 finally? I mean, I've been teetering between 170 to 190,000 subs for about 5 to 6 years here on DSPGaming. And it's never moved. Sometimes it spikes up and then sometimes it goes back down when they audit accounts and stuff. Will I finally hit the 200K mark for subs? Yeah, I might finally do it. Completely unintentionally. Because I had no plans to come over here and become a full-time streamer on YouTube, let me tell you. But hey, I guess some things just happen for a reason, and some things, you know, they work out in a certain way. And it looks like this may finally work out to the point where now I'll focus on the YouTube stuff again when it comes to growth and, you know, metrics and everything. And we'll go from there. All right? All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, one quick thing. All right? I really need your support this week. Okay? Just being very, very transparent with all of you. Right now, things are not good financially for me because of the fact that Twitch screwed me over and kicked me out of their partnership at the end of April. All right? I've been reliant only on your tips for the last month and a half. Now, the light at the end of the tunnel is I've now been streaming on YouTube full-time for almost a month. There's been a lot of super chats and a lot of memberships, and all of that is going to come forth, and I'm going to start getting revenue for that in the 3rd week of June. So that's roughly, just saying roughly, about 2 weeks from now, I should start getting paid for that revenue for what you guys have been contributing here on my streams on YouTube. The problem is, between now and when I get paid by YouTube, I've got 2 condo dues due, I've got my internet bill, I've got my mortgage, and I got my back tax payment. I have to pay all of that in the time frame between now and when I get paid by YouTube. I am relying solely on your tips to pay everything. So please, if you like the streams, if you like the content I put out, please tip me. I am a crowdfunded guy. I don't have any sponsorships. I don't have any exclusive partnership agreements anywhere. I rely on your crowdfunding to make ends meet and to pay all my stuff, man. All right? So please, if you like the content, tip me. How can you tip me? Well, if you look at the description of this stream, there's a link. If you type !tip into the stream chat, that'll post up the link into the stream chat. All right? We have goals in effect. If we raise $50 in tips on today's stream, I'll put on my Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a vest of your choice. Okay? So, please, if you can support the stream, please do and please tip me. I really need the help in this next week to 2 weeks, or else I can't pay my bills. If I can't pay my bills and I'm behind on stuff, that's bad. Because then that means I got to play catch up. Then that means that the money from YouTube that should be paying future bills is now paying past bills. It would create a huge mess, all right? I appreciate anyone who goes out of their way to support this channel right now. The light at the end of the tunnel is once I start getting paid by YouTube, I think we'll be in the clear and we should be fine. I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. I'll even be able to lower the tip goals back to what they used to be. All right? First, Phil, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, let's do shout-outs. Well, actually, hold on. I have one news story to talk about. Duh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to talk about Ratchet and Clank, guys. For those who are not paying attention, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, the new Ratchet and Clank game that's a PS5 exclusive launching this Friday. The reviews are releasing as we speak. They're hitting the internet and creating an aggregated total of rating over on Metacritic and other places, okay? And the reviews are saying thus: the game is incredibly fun. It plays similar to previous Ratchet and Clank games. It's not a game full of filler and crap. It's a game where every piece of content has been well designed and architected and handcrafted by Insomniac, which is how it really should be, honestly, these days. I don't feel like we should make a bunch of shovelware, open world games with a bunch of crap content. That this game is the opposite. It's very similar to previous Ratchet and Clank games. The gunplay is amazing, but where this game really shines is that because it's a PS5 exclusive, the graphics and the technology used in this game are outstanding. Basically, the game is one of the most beautiful games ever made for a console. The game has actual live transitions between dimensions, meaning you open a dimensional rift and you can see a full stage on the other side of the dimensional rift, and you can go through it and it loads instantly. There's no loading times. It just goes, swoop, you're there. That's pretty fucking sweet. Now, I don't know, admittedly, if a Ratchet and Clank game is going to blow me away. But maybe it will. I've played Ratchet and Clank before. I like Ratchet and Clank, by the way, for clarification purposes. The 2 Ratchet and Clanks that I played, actually it might have been 3, because I played the original, and then I played 2, and then I played the remake of the original. So I guess I've technically played 3 Ratchet and Clank games. Okay? I've liked them all. I have. I've enjoyed them all. But am I 100% sold that this Ratchet and Clank game is going to blow my pants off and make me, oh my god, jaw drop? No, not really. We know what Ratchet and Clank is. We know what the gameplay mechanics are. We know how the gameplay works. You run around, you shoot things, and sometimes you have melee combat. Sometimes you have variations on the weapons that are really neat. But they've done different things. Like some games, really limited ammo allows you to not really use the guns you want to use all the time. Sometimes really annoying segments with grindy style gameplay, and or scarce checkpoints have led to some frustration in the times that I've played Ratchet and Clank in the past. Okay? But if this game really shows off the power of the PS5, a lot of people are saying the haptic feedback is insanely good. Remember at the Astro demo that came with PS5, that, oh my god, it blew me away, the haptic feedback? So basically this game uses haptic feedback the entire time, which is going to be pretty neat, I feel. We'll see. I'm excited for this. I really am. This feels to me like the first really hype release of PS5. Just being honest. If you look at the games that are PS5 exclusives, you've got Demon's Souls, which is a remake of a game. I mean, not to say that it's a bad remake, but it's a remake of a game you already played the game before. No real new content at all. It's all the same shit you've already done. Godfall, one of the worst possible games to launch for a new console. Basically, people compare Godfall to Rise, Son of Rome on the Xbox One, so I had to skip it. I never played it. Good. And then you've got Returnal, which for me was a mixed bag. I mean, great graphics, good controls, and gameplay, but very sadly, repetitive, grindy, and a game that's really 6 hours long, but takes 30 hours to beat because they put it into a gameplay model that it really shouldn't have. So it's kind of a disappointment for me. So when you really look at all the PS5 exclusives, there hasn't been anything that great, right? So maybe this will really be the first one. Okay? Maybe this will really be the first one where we will get very excited. And it will be, a good game. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm pumped. I hope it ends up being just as good as all the reviews say. The reviews are kissing its butt. 9 out of 10. Groundbreaking. Amazing graphics. No loading. Haptic feedback. Super duper fun. So I hope it's true. I hope it ends up being like a 20-hour exciting ride. I hope so. Let me put it this way. I would much rather have a 15 to 20-hour exciting ride where every moment I'm having a ton of fun and experiencing really what feels like next-gen gameplay than a 30-hour grinding waste of my time like Returnal was. I mean, I can't imagine it being anything like that. It's got to be better than that, right? So, we shall see. On Friday, when I start to cover it, we'll do 2 major streams of it, Friday, Saturday, and then, of course, continuing into next week. Soul Potato, of course, he says, will I try Battlefield 6 when it comes out? Of course I will. Of course I will. We're supposed to get more information about that over the next week. So, definitely it's something I'm interested in. Battlefield hasn't been around in a while now, man. Okay. All right, let's do shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Tarantula MS 2018, who tipped me $5. Said, hey, Phil. That was the first actual tip of the day. Oops. Thank you, Tarantula, for the first tip. Appreciate that. And how are you doing, Tarantula? Hopefully you're doing well. Snow Carl tipped $1.30. He says, do you think low support recently as a result of streams being a bit tutified as an unpopular game supported by a tiny number of generous contributors? And when they don't show, fewer people support might be a reason to play popular games. I think it's a combination of a few factors. All right, here's the first factor. When I lost my partnership on Twitch, there was a rallying cry from my supporters. They came in here and they supported me in a big way. And I appreciate that. They got me through a really bad short-term time when I had zero plan B. It was just like, what the hell am I going to do now to pay everything? So they came in and they supported me very heavily for about a month straight. Okay? And it helped out tons. All right? But then I shifted from Twitch to YouTube. And what happened was, as I've already explained, the whole viewer experience changed. It was like, wow, now I can't really communicate with Phil as well as I used to. The chat is kind of a mess. You know, features that we used to like on Twitch are completely missing now, and this is kind of a disappointment. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, there's the fact that just there hasn't been a lot going on in gaming. If you look at the last few weeks, I mean, what have I been playing? Resident Evil 8. That week was amazing. People were supporting me in droves. They loved the game. They loved everything. And what happened after Resident Evil 8? Like, what was I playing? Nier Replicant, which was a game that was a reboot of a game that's 10 years old. And even then, there were a few people who were strongly supporting that playthrough to make it very viable, okay? But admittedly, the common viewers weren't very interested in me doing 3-4 runs through the game like I had to get the true ending. Returnal. Do I even have to tell you how boring of a game Returnal was when I had to replay it a zillion times? I don't think I have to. We know the game, the game design of that game, in my opinion, doesn't work for streaming content. It was just fucking a boring-ass grind, okay? And then I was doing other downtime playthroughs. So what really was bringing people to the streams? Not much. You had the very hardcore viewer base who were watching, but outside of that, there were no casualized viewers, no people who come to watch new releases coming to my streams after I finished Resident Evil 8, and that was what, like 2-3 weeks ago? You see? So I'm not surprised that we've seen a fall off of support because there's nothing going on right now. The bummer is that doesn't mean that I didn't need the support and the help. Like I said, I need to get to the 3rd week of June. Once I start getting paid by YouTube, I'll be in a much better position. But it just so happens this was over a month and a half now where I'm kind of screwed financially and I need to get to that 3rd week of June. But if it doesn't bring people to support, what are you going to do? I'm doing my best. I listened to feedback. I said, people want Fallout New Vegas, I'll do it. People want a new fighting game, I'll bring in Virtua Fighter 5. Like, I'm doing what is being suggested of me to add variety to the streams and try to put people here on the streams and be entertained. All right? I'm doing my best. But there's not much you can do when you're in a dry spell for gaming, which it really has been. Now, I'm hoping with Ratchet and Clank, of course, also with all the news that'll be coming out of E3 and everything, this month, hopefully we'll pick up for the better. And like I said, I've got 1 to 2 weeks really tough here to get through. But after that, things should be better. But I have to get through these 2 weeks. So to anyone who is thinking of contributing, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Continuing on. Timbo Slice tipped $1.30 and says, I can't wait for Ratchet and Clank more and more. It sounds like one of the best games in a while. By the way, I'm happy we got sub-only mode. People have no idea how stressful it is to try to moderate the last 2 months. It took away at times the joy of a stream. Well, it wasn't 2 months. It was actually, I jumped over here. Right after the end of Resident Evil 8. Okay? So that would have been, I want to say it was about 3 weeks ago. We're basically working towards the full month now. But it was about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, these weeks have not been pretty. I know. This has been very frustrating. I'm not stupid. I know how bad it's been. I'm here every day. I see the trolling. Okay? Yoda, you talk like, did a super chat asking about my wife's work schedule. It's none of your business. What I will say is this. Kat is working a new work schedule now where it's different shifts. She used to work late shifts. Then she changed to morning shifts and a different job responsibility. Now she's going to mid shift. So it's all been a transition these last 3 months, all right? She'll be working as much as she can. She's working as much to help out as much as she can. Outside of that, it's none of your fucking business to ask anything about our personal life, so don't ever do that again. All right. An anonymous $15 tipper. Thank you so much. Biggest tip of the day so far. Says, love the content. Keep up that great work. Been really enjoying Mass Effect 3. You should also play the best one, 4, as well. Oh, God. No, there's no Mass Effect 4. How dare you even say such a thing? There's no such thing as Mass Effect 4. There's Mass Effect A. Stands for ass. Mass Effect ass. Andromeda. You know what's funny is my wife, Kat, had only played Andromeda. She had never played 1, 2, or 3. And she played Andromeda and didn't like it. She was like, oh, God, this game is, kind of crappy. I don't even know if she ever finished it. So then when the Mass Effect Legendary Trilogy came out, I said to her, you should really try these games because these are the games that came before. And these games are infinitely better than Andromeda. And she played them all. And so, even though admittedly she liked 1 the most and 3 the least, because 3 was more like an action shooter, while 1 is an actual RPG with RPG elements, she loved playing through the original trilogy. She was like, this is a great trilogy of games. I'm glad I played it. But what the fuck happened with Andromeda? Like, yeah. It's just bad. What happened is, when they were making Andromeda, they had the main dev team who had worked on the original Mass Effect games work on shitty-ass Anthem. They forced them to work on Anthem, which they didn't even want to work on, but they were forced to do it. So, the B team worked on Andromeda and ruined it. But now, finally, they are making Mass Effect 4. Finally. So, hopefully, this one goes back to its roots. And by the way, when I say that, I mean, I actually wish it has RPG elements like Mass Effect 1. I hope it's not just a run-and-gunner like Mass Effect 3, which feels like fucking Gears of War or other... it feels like a really generic third-person shooter. It doesn't feel like what Mass Effect was meant to be. So I hope it kind of goes back a little bit to its roots, but I guess we'll have to see. Anyway, thank you very much to the anonymous $15 tipper. Biggest contribution so far today. Man in the Pickle Suit has tipped me $1.30 and says, Mario Golf Rush will be your first Mario Golf game. Looking forward to chill golf streams. Yeah, I've never played a Mario Golf game before. I don't even know what other consoles had them or whatever. The reason this game appeals to me is because it's not just golfing. It has these things in between. You hit the ball, but then you all have to fight each other on the way to the ball, right? So I like that there's a kind of combat party game element to it to freshen it up and not make it feel just like kind of a boring golf simulator. But I mean, it's Nintendo. You would think they would have done something special. Why would they have it be a golf simulator, right? So I'm excited for it. I genuinely am excited for this game. I hope it's good. Your boy Lem has tipped me $5, and he says, if you need the money here, I have no problem supporting people in need. Well, thank you, your boy Lem. I do absolutely need the support in the next 2 weeks. Like I said, hopefully I can get through it, and hopefully I can afford everything. I'll be honest, with some streams being incredibly slow and making almost nothing, no contributions, I don't know what's going to happen because my mortgage is huge. My mortgage payment is huge. And then I got to also pay my back tax payment. If I don't, I'm in trouble with the federal government. So, yeah. And the thing is, last month, I did a special event. I did the Mass Effect Legendary Trilogy launch stream to try to raise funds right before those things came due. I don't have a marathon to do this month. So I'm basically just relying on people coming to my normal streams and supporting. So I hope that things pick up, and I hope that we can start hitting these tips goals, because I've only hit one in the last week of streaming. I only hit the tips goal once. That's scary to me. And the thing is, again, once I get paid by YouTube, I don't have to have these giant tips goals anymore. I could lower it back to the way it used to be. But I have to get there. So, thank you, your boy Lamb. Old Lady Gibson has to me $4.20. I have a theory as to why Old Lady Gibson appeared at the solar plant where she wasn't supposed to be in your first run. She wanted to try her hand at being a traveling salesperson. She did. Now, you're saying your first run. You realize my first run was in 2010. I don't remember that run at all, right? So what you're saying is that Old Lady Gibson was at the solar plant, the Helios plant? In my first run? I guess it was a glitch then, right? Because she's supposed to be at her junkyard. She's not supposed to be at the Helios plant. That's interesting. Anyway, thank you for the tip. Timbo Slice tipped me another $1.30. He says, Oddworld is now coming to Xbox with the Medium as a time exclusive, and MLB being on Xbox. Another game jumping over to cross-gen. Could this be the gen we see a lot of timed exclusives and cross-gen of games not normal on both systems? Yes. And, hilariously, this will be the console generation where you will not hear that a game is a timed exclusive, because there's so, I hate to say it, there's so many fucking console fanboys out there. It's ridiculous. They really want to push the, oh, the Xbox is better, the PS5 is better. Who cares? It's all about the games. It's always been all about the games, right? But, for example, when the Medium was released in January, all you heard was, oh, it's an Xbox console exclusive. You need to own an Xbox Series S or X to play this game. Now, first of all, that wasn't even true. It also was on PC, but I guess you can argue PC is a completely different market than the console market. So, admittedly, all right, I guess there's a justification there where you could say it's a console exclusive. But no one mentioned back then that it was a timed exclusive and that in a few months it would be on PlayStation, right? No one. I didn't hear a single person mention this. It was just, it's a console exclusive. That's it. And I was even strongly considering finding a way to buy an Xbox Series X back then, even though I couldn't really afford it, to play this game. Come to find out, the game wasn't that great anyway. But I just find it hilarious that now all of a sudden, oh, it's being rated for PS5. This is huge news. Like, well, wait a minute. Wasn't it knowledge back then? And it was. But no one said anything. Because everyone wanted to hype it as a fucking Xbox exclusive. So no one in the mainstream was saying, oh, by the way, it's really a timed exclusive. Nobody mentioned it. And I wonder how many other games will be like that. How many other games were like, oh, it's an exclusive, just to find out 5 months later, oh, by the way, it's coming out for the rival console now. So, I don't know. I mean, for me, I can understand once the initial hype for a game is done, picking it up, especially a game like Medium where initial reception was very mixed. Some people liked it. Some people were like, man, this is boring crap, you know. So why would you then want to buy it for PS5 when people already kind of said it was meh 5-6 months ago, right? I can understand that. So, but anyway, yeah, this might be the console generation where nothing's truly exclusive, but everything is a timed exclusive. Well, except for, I guess, game studios that are owned by these companies. For example, I don't think Ratchet and Clank is going to be coming to the Xbox anytime soon. Will Bethesda games truly be Xbox console exclusives, or again, will there be timed windows here? I don't know. Okay. All right. One final thing, because it looks like I've gotten through all the contributions. Some people are asking me about this Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not playing it. There's two major reasons why I'm not playing it, all right? The first major reason is I wasn't blown away by Final Fantasy VII Remake last year like everyone else was. I thought it was okay. The graphics were quite good, but I thought the gameplay was incredibly lackluster and not very good. I really enjoyed real RPG gameplay of the original Final Fantasy VII way more than the remake. I understand they were remaking that game for modern audiences. They wanted to have it attention-grabbing because they felt turn-based combat maybe wouldn't hold enough interest, which is hilarious because take a look at Yakuza 7 and how fucking popular it was. So I think that was just a cop-out in my opinion. But I just didn't like it that much. I thought it was good, but I wasn't blown away by it. All right? I wasn't like, oh my god, game of the year. No, like a lot of people were like that. I was like, nah, it's good, but definitely not game of the year for me. Okay? So that's the first reason. The other reason is, this is literally an expansion DLC that doesn't do anything at all besides add a new character and a bunch of meaningless content. It's not going to expand upon the story and add new story elements past what we saw last year in the main campaign. It's not going to do anything besides, oh, look, Yuffie, who everyone likes in Final Fantasy VII. It's like a fan service DLC. Pay, what is it, $10, $20 or whatever, to play, you know, a handful of missions with a new character. It's not a big deal. Oh, it's on PS5. So what? I don't care. I played the whole game on PS4 last year. I thought it looked great. It'll probably look slightly better on PS5. Who gives a fuck? Right? This is like the biggest non-release to me. Like most DLCs, admittedly, I don't really care about anyway. There's sometimes a big DLC I do care about if it's a game I really like. But here's a game that didn't blow me away last year like it did others. And it's a DLC that adds nothing besides a character that's fan service and really won't even factor into the story. So why do I care? Right? I just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of shrug. Like, I don't know. People are just so bonkers over Final Fantasy VII. You guys know I've never been one of those people. I told you back in the day, Final Fantasy VII, never did I understand the hype behind it. It's a good game. The gameplay mechanics of the original game, I actually really like. I like the materia system. I like the combat. But the whole fact that people fanboy over this game and fucking just go crazy for it. Oh my god, there's a DLC. I gotta be there. I gotta re-download the whole game on PS5 and play it from the start and then play the DLC as part of it. What? You just played it a year ago, man. Like, you literally just played it, dude. At least, okay, now people will argue, well, Phil, you're playing Fallout New Vegas. You've already played that multiple times. Yes, the last time I played it was 6 years ago. And it wasn't with live interactive streaming. And it wasn't with face cam. You know, there's a bunch of factors that are adding into this playthrough that are making it very unique and different from my original runs. Everyone just fucking played Final Fantasy VII Remake a year ago. Why the fuck are you going to replay it again? Just for a DLC. Just, nah. Basically not for me. I just don't really care. I don't care. I don't want to play it. I just don't care about it. If enough people gang up on me and say, Phil, we're dying to see you play it, then maybe I would consider it. But I don't care. I really don't. So, alright. Man in the Pickle Suit has tipped me another $1.30. He said, will you check out Game Builder Garage for Switch? Maybe create your own game live on stream with the help of viewers or play creations of trusted members. I never heard of this. Game Builder Garage, it sounds like one of those game creation suites where it gives you tools to make your own game. And I'll be honest with you, I've never really been interested in anything like that. For example, back in the day, we had this little thing, it was called Little Big Planet. And that game was not only a cutesy, creative platformer with a full campaign, but also had a creative suite to make your own game. I never cared. I always played through the campaign, and then I would wait a few weeks, and I would go into the created content to see what people made, and I would check it out, and actually I would enjoy it. Admittedly, some of those things were hilariously bad, but some were pretty entertaining, and I always had a good time with that. But I never made my own game. I just didn't care. It's like I've said over the years. What's up, DSPGaming, by the way? How you doing? It's like I've always said over the years. Okay. If you like making games, you probably like this kind of a deal. But if I were going to design a game, I would want to get paid for it. You understand? If I were to sit down and actually put work into designing a game, I would want to receive financial compensation for my work. I wouldn't just do it and upload it all over the internet for free. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why people, oh, I'm creative, so I just want to sit here for hours on end and make this game in Little Big Planet or some other game maker. Just upload it all over the internet. It's like, you could do that for a job. You know that, right? Like, people actually get paid for that work. I'm just saying. That's just, I don't know. It's always confused me why people like that shit. I don't know. But I'm different. Some people, maybe you really like getting a creative outlet, right? And you find that making a game like that in a game suite or whatever, it really gets your juices flowing and you really have a good time doing it. Then more power to you. For me, I like playing games. I don't necessarily want to design games. If I were going to design a game, I'd probably do it for work. But that's just me. So this Game Builder Garage, if it's like Little Big Planet, you could jump in and play a ridiculous amount of created games and they're good games, then maybe I would consider checking it out. Otherwise, I don't think I really care. You know what this, it's just like that game Dreams, right? Oh my god, every games media says, oh, Dreams is the most groundbreaking thing ever. You've got to buy it, you got to play it, you got to say, no one bought that fucking thing. It's hilarious. They said, wow, actual sales numbers for Dreams were pathetic compared to what they were hoping. It didn't really do that well. Yeah, it's because people just want to play games, dude. They don't want to sit there and make them for free. People come home from work or school, they want to relax. They want to boot up a game and have fun. Why do you think people were up in arms about Returnal? No one wants to sit there with a required 3-hour block to play a game. You're just trying to fucking relax, man. You don't want to sit there and have to dedicate actual work time to do something, man. I mean, there's an audience for that shit. There is an audience for that kind of stuff, but it's not the mainstream audience. So when you make a game like Dreams, you have to understand you're not jumping into something that's going to have mainstream appeal. it's still a great thing. I'm happy that Dreams exists. I'm happy that Little Big Planet exists. I'm happy that Game Builder Garage apparently exists on the Switch. This sounds like a cool creative outlet for people. And maybe if you buy those, you can play thousands of creative games. That's pretty neat. But you gotta understand that not everyone's gonna be too hyped for that shit, right? Okay. Alright. Alright, I guess that's it, guys. Let's take a break. I'm gonna use the restroom. When we come back from break, it's time for Fallout New Vegas. I'm excited to see what we do today in New Vegas, by the way, with very low trolling, which will be a nice change to not have shitheads coming in here spamming the chat for a change. It'll actually be relaxing and fun. Keep in mind, reminder, depending on how today's stream goes, the amount of interest, the amount of interaction, the amount of support, this will determine whether or not I play this again on Thursday, or if Thursday ends up being Virtua Fighter 5 instead. So let's see how today's stream goes, alright? Alright, guys, I'll be back in a few. Thank you. I'll be back shortly with Fallout New Vegas. See you then.